simultaneous Mace drop. They even predicted it, and yet it's wreaking havoc. This match was requested with the comment, WTF was that? So this is going to be a very good game between therxyy in the red playing as a hovers versus in the blue Coolcat1239 also with hovers on the Onyx Cauldron map, and I'm trying to be unpredictable. Alright. So it's a hover mirror, high level, both singularity rank, and also like pretty good 1v1 players, I'm pretty sure. Going very heavy on the quill, so very economic heavy early. And they say this is a hover map. No other factories work here. We've seen amphipods here, we've seen spiders here because of the cliffs and all that. So I wouldn't say it's a hover only map. But maybe for like absolute highest level it is just a hover map, maybe. They do have the benefit, of course, of being able to go across the ponds and all that, just like amphipods. And it's a, well, very flat map, so they also have the benefit of being fast. They do slow down a little bit in places like these, but not too much. In the meantime, they're just massing up an army, expanding their eco, and I am going to ask you to subscribe to the channel. therxyy, or actually like reverse therxyy, presumably with a bit better energy income, but that's probably just some reclaim, because there are a good number of trees, so there is some reclaim. So 500-ish over here. Another like 350 over here. So yeah, quite a lot of reclaim, though it is not metal, so it's not that important. Of course, if there was metal reclaim on the field, they would have gone for that immediately. At least, most likely. Daggers are also a like piercing unit, so you really, it's quite easy to, well, not really quite easy, but it is easy to have them snowball against you, because they can very easily like pick off a couple of them at the same time. You really want to spread out when facing off against them, while also keeping your own units engaged, so that's what makes them difficult to use in a mirror, especially because you want to hit with all of them, so they have to be relatively close together, or you have to like attack in a concave. But you also don't want to have them clumped up that the pierce through from the enemy is going to hurt you. Something that we also see over here, nano frames, okay, sure, but like multiple loader turrets. Something you're often going to see against hovers because, well, their raider has no DPS, pretty much. Like 35? Come on. 39 DPS. Versus like 140 for the loaders. So they're not good against static defenses at all. Of course, that's different for like Lance or like Scalpel. But the early game raiders, they are not good. At least not against like base defenses. There is the first real engagement. Already a lot of hovers from therxyy have been damaged through the pierce through. And because they're also like alpha shot, like long reload kind of weapons. Even if you do lose some, getting enough pierce through, it's not that bad. Right now, therxyy has not lost a single one, but a lot of them are damaged, so they have to go back to get healed up. Whereas, yeah, Coolcat has lost a couple, but the others are still pretty damn healthy. And this, if caught out even just once, could all go down in like a couple of shots. First Mace is already out on the field for therxyy. It's a 326 DPS unit, very high DPS. And it also outranges the daggers by a lot. So it's a very good counter. Of course, because of all of that burst damage, if you have enough of them, not viable, right? It's still like 1000 value versus 400 for a mace. You can burst down a mace without losing too many. It's 1400 HP, so you only need like 13 to burst them down. Yeah, I think so. Eco expansion over here for therxyy really good, and over here as well. Not something Cooker has well, focused on at all. And they're going for the other riot from Hovers. They're going for Claymores. A bit of a weird choice. It's outranged by Mace, but it's also quite a bit less expensive. About 25% less expensive. So it's easier to get them all over the field. So like having them on like each of the lanes is cheaper. And they also do like very good AoE damage with their rolling charge. And that's also in burst. So if they are able to catch up to a mace, it is doable to just kill a mace really quickly before the DPS from the mace starts doing something. Is now making a couple of mace themselves. Not sure which is technically better against daggers. I have no idea. But I would assume that Mace is just a better, well, better riot. Unless they are insanely clumped up. Over here, another little bit of a dagger fight, and uh-oh. It's the standard. The gunship switch. But that actually going Trident first. Trident into Harpy. Not something you usually see. Normally it's always, oh, 10-minute crow. Haha, I win, GG, run it into your base. Not going to happen this time around. They're going anti-air first. Because they probably expect a gunship switch as well. And they predicted that correctly. Which is for Charon. Also a unit you don't often see, but Mace drop, or even Claymore drop, very, very strong. Both are slow, since they're riots. But Mace, with that insanely high DPS, if it's able to get close to your base, it just kills it. Not one Mace, but like 2 or 3 can definitely do a lot of damage. Pretty much kill the entire base over here. And LOL. therxyy. Ah, that's why. Claymore would be very good over here, because it would just roll its charge on in here and just destroy you. Are you going for Urchin? That would be kind of fun to see. Just Urchin, torpedo it, and it's dead. Or take your daggers over here, in order to like pierce the water as well, because they have that, what do you call them? Gas cannon. Though of course these are probably not going to do it, at least not yet. And Charons, there they are. 4 Charons have been constructed at least, and Mace will be dropped. If he doesn't, I will. I just smell Mace drop. Well, you smelled it correctly. If he doesn't, I will. So it will be double Mace drop, because they are going for it. All the way around, what is your radar? Not good on this side. No radar at all. Nothing even in your own base. However, you do have, just passing, we'll have Charons going into the enemy base from both sides. Over here, radar builder is still just in the hole. And do you actually have radar? You don't have any radar. What kind of radar builder are you? You failed radar building school. You, okay, you might actually just be passing. You're not going to see each other. Nope, that's just... Okay, this is going to be an amazing drop, because neither player expects it. Well, therxyy expects it, who is also floating a lot of metal, because they just have so much more map control. They do expect it, but I still will be surprised when, hey, there it is! I didn't see it. So, what do you have? You've got a couple of Charons, but you have nothing else. What you do have is Charons, which are just going to soak a little bit of damage, not much. And Scalpel has the retreat already because it dies quickly. And I just smelled Mace drop. Correctly smelled. What did it smell like? Because I want to have that prediction engine as well. Yeah, no more base over here, no more base over here. Neither player will have anything left. You're going here with a dagger, countered by Mace. There are still 3 Mace in the base. And you've just got like a single Harpy. Who's actually in the better position now? Coolcat has cleaned this place up. Enemy commander is gone. They can get their commander back up and running. So they still have, well, some metal in the bank. They've got Caretaker is being constructed. Then they have commander as well to just make the factory. And there is just a single Mace left over here for therxyy. They've got a couple of Mace over here fighting those from Coolcat. And they've got a couple of daggers, but not much. It should be a win for Coolcat, because this is effectively all the build power therxyy has, which is not currently going into a new factory. Whereas over here, Radar Builder for Coolcat is going to be constructing a new factory somewhat soon, I would assume. But actually not going to happen yet. I'm a little surprised about that, because you have the eco already. You don't need to get up more eco early, or like first. And going for spiders after that. So it was all just a long-term play to say it's a hover map, guaranteed, nothing else is viable, and then you just switch into spiders. LMAO, what's the problem? Have you trapped yourself in there? No, right? They can get through there, otherwise they just have to walk around. Would work as well. Look, no issues. But yeah, you're not actually building anything. That's a shame. Because then it is definitely going to be a win for Coolcat. They will soon have like a lot of metal to reclaim. And they've got enough army on the field to take care, well, of all of these units from therxyy. So, bit of a scary position still though for Coolcat, because if like this location goes down, they don't have any. No, they do actually even have 1 quill left over here, so it's not going to be an issue at all. Coolcat is just going to win this hands down. They'll reclaim all of this. They'll kill the Mace over here. And GG from therxyy. Not an early resign today. therxyy with the better model total, but the Mace drop was just better from Coolcat. So therxyy, you predicted it, but didn't predict it well enough.